Yo, super excited to be here. What's up, guys? How you doing? I hope you're doing fine. Today was a little bit messy when it comes to my side. It was really very, very messy, I should tell you. I think during the day, I think, was it when? Was it today? I think it was yesterday. I was trying to do a live and something was happening and I didn't know what was going on. I did a live and it was skipping. And I've just realized it. I think right now that maybe I had got some in plugs that were not really working very well with my laptop. So I ended up using my phone, and I think that happened when I think that live was today. Was it today or it was for yesterday? I don't know. I have to be sure when I did that live. Let me first check here, and I see when I did that live, and I ended up using my phone. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I was trying to do a live and something really bad happened. Each time I was trying to go live, those are my dogs. They're making a lot of noise. Each time I could try going live, something was happening. Like my computer was lagging. Let me first see if my sound is good. Yeah, 1 second. Let me see if my sound is good. Okay, I've noticed my sound is really good. So I want to say, what's how you doing? I want to start by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It doesn't matter, by the way, where you're catching me from, as long as you're watching. And I'm really very grateful and really happy and excited each time, I come through and then you guys are here and then we chill out together. It always feels very nice. Today, I felt like talking about something. I don't know. I did not bring that picture. Let me bring that picture here. Let me bring up that picture. What we are going to be talking about today. For some reasons, there is a video that really did good, which I had done, I think, how long? I think I had done that video like 6 years ago. I did a video, and someone happened to have, died, which is really a bad thing. So when she died, most of the people were asking me and they were telling me, Anderson, why is it that you no longer do the kind of content that you used to do? You would have stuck on that. And of course, I've kept telling people, yeah, why I decided, to change the kind of content that I used to do. Yeah. So now this is what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah. Why after media success I isolated and went off grid. When I did this, most of the people were like, no, this is really bad. You shouldn't have done that. I have lots of my friends who came up and they were like, that was really unfair, Anderson. You would have stayed and done the same kind of content that we used to do. But this is going to apply to almost everyone. There are people currently who are living their dream jobs, They wake up early in the morning. I saw someone still again because I spend a lot of time, by the way, nowadays. I spend a lot of time on YouTube and I look at other creators and basically what they do. Like among the people I was following and among the programs I was following, I was following the streamers university which was happening. I followed it and I was seeing what really those young boys and girls were doing, and it was it was okay, it was beautiful, I should say, though given the fact it was a little bit of a mess. So most of the people, when they watched the video that I did 6 years ago with one of the persons who was a close friend of mine, by the way, who died, and the video just surfaced again and it was moving on different social platforms like TikTok. And I'm not so good at TikTok. I'm more of a YouTuber, and I want to be doing mainly live streams than doing TikTok. So most of the people were asking, and they were asking themselves, Anderson, why is it that you decided to leave, extreme media? Why it is that you decided to leave TV? Because most of the kids they grow up, wanting to do TV, which is a beautiful thing. But I'm going to be telling you the reasons. That's why I decided to put for you up this. Yeah, of course, I'm giving you the reasons why I left the media success, isolated, and went off grid. This is very true. I left, and right now I'm off grid. I live off grid. And I told myself that I'm no longer going to do interviews. I'm no longer going to be doing those trending stories and then breaking stories for some reasons. And guys, I'm going to explain to you, and this you can even relate to yourself, whether you're whether you're under a 9 to 6 kind of a job, or you're doing something. But when you grow up, yeah, when you grow up, you start getting options of life, yeah. Things start to change. The things that you used to think were really that important, time reaches when they are no longer that important, and you feel like, no, that cannot really work. Of course, I'm having extreme media, my boss. Wagwan, how you doing? I had a long conversation with my guy, extreme media. Indeed, asked bro, yeah. So I felt like after talking to extreme media, the guy you're seeing down there. By the way, I'm going to share to you. Let me do that. Let me just do that right now. Let me share to you some of the kind of content he does. Yeah, I'm going to just show you his page. Yeah, so I think it is going to be okay because I told you it is going to be more of interacting and then us talking. So what I'm doing right now, I'm going to take you to Extreme Media's YouTube channel. Yeah, because he also does this for a living. So I'm going to share his channel. By the way, I'm going to share it, and for the guys who love such kind of content, by the way, please, you can go there. Yeah, you can go there and try to support a brother. Yeah, try to support a brother. I want to get his channel right now. Yeah. So it is already on screen. It is here. Let me give you its layouts. This is his channel. You can look at it. That is Extreme Media, by the way, guys. That is him there. Yeah. So this is his channel. And then we are going to be looking at his kind of content. Yeah, this is his channel. So his kind of content and what he does. This is what he does on his channel. So I want you guys to look closely. Yeah, this is the kind of content he does. So we are going to look at his last. I'm looking at his last upload. Yeah, his last upload happened 6 hours ago, and of course he went to say, "I am sorry, Museveni." Wangadia cries in Parliament before chaos. She apologized. And of course, it goes on. This was uploaded 6 hours ago and it is having 92 views, yeah, which is very okay. Then, if we go to live streams, because he's a man who does a lot of live streams, yeah. So, this is his last live stream. I think I should enlarge for you guys to see. And of course, his channel, he's here in Uganda. So, most of you guys can easily relate, yeah. Basically, back to court. Yeah, of course, that story has been really trending so much. It went like now live basically back in court, and that has been going on. And of course, it's having 444 views. That is 8 days ago. So if you can go back to the upload, so basically, if you could notice, oh, sorry, let me just do this. Yeah, if you could notice carefully, let me tap here. If you could notice, the other one is, I'm sorry, of course, we read that one there. So let me try to come back. Yeah, as I'm going to be giving you those reasons. Don't worry, by the way, guys. Yeah, don't worry. This is going to be happening, and we're going to be talking about lots and lots of stuff. Yeah. So, of course, when you put up your comments, I read them there and then. So, back to the topic, why I decided to leave extreme media and go and do the things that I feel I love and the things I feel like I like. Let me tell you, when we grow up, yeah, whether you're having a 9 to 6 whereby you wake up very early in the morning and you report to work and you're supposed to be working every day, you might when you grow up, you get a family. You get family. So when you get a family, let me say you've gotten a wife, maybe you've gotten kids, maybe when you grow up, then priorities change. The things that you used to take as important really change. Let me give an example for the people who used to club a lot. Yeah, I remember when I was still a kid. Being a kid, I mean, when I was still even in my 20s and, my early 30s, I used to think like, going to the club, hanging out with girls, that was cool. That by then, I thought that was what is cool, going for any invitation, as long as someone calls me up for something, I have to go there. I felt like that was cool and that was life. Then that's what I thought. So growing up, I started taking a clear look at things, because when you grow up, you start getting priorities. Yeah. Because when we were starting, the reason why most of the people, because with that trending video, most of my friends, I have friends in London, I have friends in the US, I have friends in in France. I have friends in South Africa. I have friends in Dubai, UAE. I have lots of friends almost everywhere who love the kind of content we used to do. But now look at it this way. By then, when we started doing TV, when I was doing TV, for the people who don't know, for my friends in Zambia, I used to do TV. So that's some of the content that you always watch. So I used to do what we call celebrity interviews. I did that for 15 solid years. And in the 15 years, I missed only six. I think I missed only like 3 months minus working the 15 years. So now, that was important to me as a young man when you're starting up more so if you're doing something you love, something you like. I love talking. I can talk, guys. I can talk from now till the next day. I can talk for a week, and basically I wouldn't repeat what I've talked about. So I love talking. So when I was in a medical school, because I did different kind of stuff, I did piloting, I did medical laboratory, I did journalism. I went to school for all those ones there, but I ended up dropping on all of them. So now, when I got that job, I really loved it. Yeah. I loved, doing the interviews, being with the celebrities, call them the artists. I loved it. And by then, I never mind how much they were paying me. Whenever you're doing something that you love so much, you don't mind how much they pay you. You just don't care how much they pay, as long as you're doing what you love. You imagine you're a footballer or you're an artist or basically you're being introduced to something you really love. Imagine you've gone into racing cars, yeah, and you love racing cars, and then someone tells you they are going to be paying you some money. It doesn't matter how much, because you're doing basically what you want. You will do it even for free. Can you imagine? You will do it for free. That's why we have what we call internship. Yeah, we have internship, we have attachments, we have all these kids, because they've been at school studying that thing, but now they've moved. Now they've gone to practice. So when they go to practice, they basically don't care whether you pay them or you don't pay them. So whether you pay them pennies, they'll still work for you because they are passionate at what they are doing. So that's how every youth and every young man starts. So now me, how do I end up? And I wake up very early in the morning and I'm like, I am quitting. And even if they are calling me back, I'm not going back. Even the reputable channels came to it. I was like, I'm not going back. So that decision, given the fact that even before, when we were in politics, at least it could feed me and my family. Yeah, it could feed me. I'm going to be taking you a little bit of in front and I take you a little bit of back. We are going to be juggling it so that you could understand it, but it's also going to help you as an individual. That sometimes there are some positions we have to leave, no matter how much they are paying us or how passionate we are in those kind of careers, but we have to move on. Just like being in a relationship that is very toxic, given the fact that you love that person or you like that someone, you have to let go. And that comes with age. When you grow up, priorities really change. You start valuing given things. That's why sometimes I listen to women, which I take in a bad way, who stay in toxic relationships, yeah, because they feel they cannot leave their kids behind. They feel like these kids have to go. So there are those decisions that we make because of age, and the priorities really change. Now, initially, me, it was all about the money. How much are they giving? When it was starting, I wasn't caring how much were they paying me. I wouldn't mind because I was doing something I was passionate and I love. It was basically being on TV, and not basically being on TV, but just talking. I just love talking. So I go to this picture and I'm like, you mean these guys would come on TV, then talk for 30 minutes and then they give me money? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, you mean now there, when I'm done at the end of the month, you're paying my NSSF and you're giving me money? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, I can talk, man. It is cool. And I told them, anytime, any day you want me, you can call me. I started working and they were giving me pennies. Yeah. But as a young man starting off my career, that was cool for me. It was very cool. And I ended up doing different programs on TV as long as it was entertainment. I had a friend called Barbara Yacht by then when we used to have a Showtime magazine, and I could go do it free. She could call me, like, let me say at 10 at night, and then it's like, there is this gig. Are you taking it? And I'm like, I'm coming. I didn't care about the money. That's how all of us start. And then we go through that journey. Because when you're getting your first job, it doesn't matter how much they are paying you. As long as you're doing what you love, you don't care about the money. You're like, they're giving me 150, but I'm cool with it. Because maybe you like showing up at the job. Maybe you want what you're doing. Maybe it feels cool, waking up and go to work, and maybe they pay you at the end of the. It looks cool when you're starting, and it just doesn't matter how much they are paying you. So that is the position all of us start from. That is the position for the people who have just joined. Yeah, let me put for you the thumbnail of what we are talking about and why I decided to quit extreme media, to really coming to isolate and going off grid. And I told myself I'm not going to do those things again, given the fact they were paying. So now, when that happens, because that's how where we all start from, yeah, we feel excited, just like when you're growing. When you're young, you want to grow, and when you grow, you feel you want to go again to be young. It gets a little bit confusing. Even God himself, sometimes he gets confused. You want to grow older, you want to live longer, and again now you're in your 40s, and you tell people that you're in your 30s. Yeah, and when you are still 16, 15, you used to tell people that you're 18 because there are privileges you felt like you wanted to have. So now you're growing. So it is the same thing here. It is the same thing here. So when we are all starting, basically, we are doing something because we love it. We are passionate about it, no matter in which way. But money isn't really the priority most of the times. So when we work for given years, then we reach a point when we are like, you know what? I think now I need the money. Initially, you started off because you loved what you're doing, but now responsibility chips in. So when responsibility comes in, even if you wanted to be, let me say, a pilot, you want to fly planes. So by then, even if they were just giving you facilitation, you were okay with it because you loved flying planes. But now you get used with what you were doing. So now I got used to being on TV and talking, and because now it's no longer like I'm doing it for fun. Yeah, that could be there. I'm passionate. Yeah, that could be it. But now I have responsibility. So because I have responsibility, so things change. Now you're like, no, we have to review my salary. Yeah, we have to review my wages. We have to review. Why? Because now responsibility has chipped in. So now it's no longer you being passionate about what you are doing, but now because the responsibility has chipped in, you have other people to feed, you have other people to take responsibility for. So now you're like, no, I think we have to review. That's why most of the times they increase the salary of people after a given period of time. They increase it. Why do they increase it? Because now responsibility has chipped in. Whenever people come through, I put up a thumbnail of what we are talking about. I'm telling you guys why I decided to quit extreme media, isolated myself, and went off grid. That's what basically I'm talking about. But this relates to all of us, to the kind of life that we live in. The first thing you started working because you loved it, you were passionate. Initially, maybe you didn't have a job, you wanted a place, where you could go and also try to look responsible, and you show up maybe at the office. It wasn't because of the money, it was because you were passionate about a given thing to start working. But now when responsibility chips in, then things change. You're like, guys, now you're no longer there because you're doing what you want, but because you add value, then you want at least your salary to be increased. That's why some people increase salaries or wages after a given period of time, because now people are used and now they have more responsibility. So people change, and then they're like, no, you know what? At least increase my salary. So now that chipped in. Now maturity, because now I had grown. Now I felt like maybe more money. You get the point. But what I was doing, I loved. So now we went into politics. I'm taking you back and forth so that you could understand me better. So when we went into politics, That was because we were, the reason why I keep saying these things and I come here is because it is you people who've been following me. When I did the interviews, people loved the interviews. And guess what? They were paying. By the way, they were paying because when we went on social media, it is YouTube just that changed my life. I'm telling you the truth. It is YouTube that changed my life. Minus YouTube, I don't know where I would be right now with my son, truthfully speaking. That's why I can fail any other person, but I will not fail YouTube. I'm telling you the fact. I will never fail you because it got me at that point. So now imagine you've worked for all this time. You're working for mainstream media, and you went there not because of money, but because you loved what you were doing and talking to people and having those interviews. We did the interviews. People loved them because when we did interviews, I have interviews that went up to 150K, 200 and something, 300 and views, and people loved those interviews. And guess what? Right now, I'm telling the same people who used to watch them, I'm done with them. And someone may ask themselves why. Now, that's what we are talking about. Just like you, when you started that job and it wasn't about money, and you reached because you had gotten responsibility. Now you're like, guys, you have to review my salary. You have to review it because you've gotten responsibility. So now we went into that phase where we were like, now you know what? We have to review given the fact that I'm doing what I want, but at least we want more money. So now we went through that where they give you money. But remember, doing a 9 to 6, it comes with conditions, terms and conditions. They give you papers, they give you papers, the contract. It's called a contract. They give you a contract. And then you're supposed to read through. They are giving you instructions. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do this. You don't, are you able to work under pressure? Are you supposed to? They give you all these things. So that means someone is controlling you. They are telling you what they want. So you are not the boss of yourself. You are just employed. You are not, you are just employed. You're not the employer, but you are just employed. So you have to move with their terms and conditions. When that happens, remember, as all these things are happening, the generations are changing. The things that I'm telling you also apply to you. Let me tell you, you could start off, let me say, as a young man, and you start up a mobile money, you start up a mobile money kiosk, and then you're working. Maybe you're doing some small things, just like any other youths, where we all start from. We all have to have where to start from. But again, we have to elevate. We have to move from one step to another. I'm telling you, because when you started, you just wanted to go buy ice cream, you just wanted to go party. You just wanted to buy your girlfriend some flowers and then go to the beach. You didn't have that much responsibility. So as small as 200,000, it could do you really beautiful and nice. And then you go and, boast with your guys that you have a job. But now when things change, yeah, when things change and now responsibility has come through, then you have to elevate, you have to change. Yeah. So now remember, when it comes to this kind of work, whereby we are into media, things change as also technology is changing. So remember, we started from a level whereby we don't care how much they are paying us. We don't care as long as we show up. That's what we love doing. It's like girls who love to be models, or you go for Miss Uganda, minus, either Miss Uganda, Miss Universe, Miss Jamaica, Miss Zimbabwe. You go for it not because of the money, but because you love the pageant, you love the process. But when you get there, now you're like, okay, I've gotten it. But now, how am I going to survive? So, as we all start from somewhere, we have to elevate. So now we started off with those steps, as I told you initially, that we started. We don't care as long as we show up to work and then we do all this. We don't mind about how much they pay us. Now we've reached a point whereby we ask them, how much are you giving me? Because now responsibility, I've started chipping in. But remember, since you're employed, you have the terms and conditions you're supposed to follow as an employee. You get the point. So now, again, that happens. But as all this is happening, even technology is it's changing. Now we have social medias coming through. Now TikTok has just come through. A lot of things have changed because of TikTok. But as even you know, technology is changing. Even the way of life changing is also changing. Look at how when COVID-19 came through. COVID-19 changed people and the way of living globally. and how people work and show up to work, it really changed globally. That's how people, that's when it started. That's when people noticed, most of the countries, that now they can start working from home after COVID coming through. So now you imagine you've gone all through all these processes. That's why most of the people say that the people who are born in the 80s and the 90s, things are no longer the way they used to be. Right now the kids are playing with tabs, they are playing with phones, they are playing with laptops. At our age, we used to interact, we used to be as a family, we used to sit together on the dining, we used to have, go to the neighbors and play. We used to do all these things as a community. But now things have changed because of technology. We used to go. Do you remember when they used to be like, let me say, how do they call holidays? Yeah. When holidays are there, maybe there is a Christmas holiday, and then all of you go somewhere, and then you have to be with those people. So those things change. Right now, you can find 10 people who have gathered together for an outing or a party, but when everyone is on their phones. So technology is also changing. So all these things were happening, and I was in the process. So now we did the interviews, people loved them. But of course, when politics came through, we had to change with the politics, yeah, because the person who had come through was our friend, and we loved his concept and his ideas he had for the country. So we were like, let's also follow this. So we went in for that, which happened 7 years ago, yeah, 7 years. You can imagine, in a row. So now time reached that things had to change. Why? Now I was having a kid, I was having a son. So now, remember, initially it was my face, everywhere. It was me doing the interviews. So the hurdles and the hard work in there is different. Yeah. But now, because there was an advantage of a TV, where sometimes you could get the benefits of transport, you could get the benefits of, cameras, So now things changed. Yeah. Now we want more money, which is okay. But now, politics has come through. So we were like, let's go with this. When we had started that, most of the people were like, Anderson, what you're doing is wrong. What you were doing was right. But now what you're doing is wrong. Guess what? It worked also for 7 years. 7 years. So now we've moved to another phase. Now that other phase is also personal. But even the things I'm saying, they relate with you. I'm telling you, they relate with you. So now, when I notice that, now I have a son. Remember, when we were doing politics, my face wasn't there. So I didn't have what we call face value. So now, since the face value wasn't there, you could do great things, but because you're behind the camera, people won't know that you're the one behind. So at the end of the day, they will give credit and will be promoting the ones that they see. Let me say you do comedy or you do skits, but you're the writer. You're the one who does the scripts. People don't know who is behind. The people who are in front of the camera, because right now in this 21st century, which I call the AI generation, what most of the people call the dot com era, is your face value. Because we talked about this, yeah, for the people who have been following, your face value is now more of a brand than even what you're selling. People will buy from a given person not because they love the product, but because they like that person. So you, by then, as I told you in some of my other video, you should go watch it when we were talking about I think it was it branding. I think we were talking about branding and then, coming out. You should go and watch that video. So right now, instead of selling or promoting a product, it is very crucial and important that in this era, as I've told you, you promote your face before you can even promote your brand or your product. So you are, as a person, you are the brand. Because right now, if I get to the point, because we are getting there, and then I now have, like, let me say, 100 people watching, and they know me as Luze Andrew Anderson. When I bring up a product, it wouldn't matter what kind of a product I've brought. If I've brought, maybe I'm selling microphones, or maybe I'm selling computers, or I'm selling capes, or I'm selling toothpaste, or whatever I will be selling, people will buy from me, not because the product I'm selling is good or nice or it is effective, but they will buy from me because it is me. You get the point? That's why in this AI generation, as I call it, and you call it the dot com world, and others call it the 21st century, me, I call it the AI. Right now, that's why they do adverts using the famous people or the known people or people with numbers, because they know these people reach to a bigger crowd. So it doesn't matter what kind of product they are selling. That's why you would find one person with numbers selling over five products. Yeah. So because they have the number, or they are famous, or they are celebrities. So that's why celebrities are being used to sell products, even when we well know that that celebrity is not the person making that product. You get the point? You'll find someone buying, let me say, Beckham, buying Beckham. I'm giving an example, buying Beckham water because it is Beckham. So they are selling the face. So right now, your face is more important. So because we reached at this point, remember, I had been there before, did that, then changed to what some of you even call the faceless channel, yeah, where you don't have to show your face. But now, in this era, your face is more important than even the product you are selling. You get things change. So now there was no way, now that I'm having my son, and now I don't bring out my face. I had to bring out my face. But again, how? Now it wasn't because of how much am I going to be earning. Now it changed to, if my face is there, then I will do the magic. That's why you will see TikTokers, YouTubers getting endorsements because they have the numbers. So in this era, everyone, it doesn't matter what you're doing, even the rich people. I've seen the likes of who the Tatures. I've seen, talking. I've seen the likes of, kat if we can go international, the likes of the Mark Zuckerbergs, the like of Elon Musk. They are also bringing out their faces. Even that's why Trump also tried to open up a given social media platform. So the visibility, you can imagine, if even the rich people, the millionaires, the billionaires, right now they know the value of their face. So who are we, the broke earthers, yeah, known to bring out our faces? We have to bring out our faces because your face will sell a product, not because the product is good, but because of your face. So now I felt it important that, as per BCM Uganda, let's change the concept. And again, we start afresh. Just like how we started afresh with the interviews, just like how we started afresh with politics. Now we are still again going to start afresh because we have videos of 300,000, views. Again, when we did politics, we used to have even 15K people watching. Again, now, when we started each one of them, people thought it would not work. But because there is persistency, yeah, and consistency, and of course, most of the people add the discipline in it, there is nothing that can fail. Of course, you have to build what we call the ground, yeah, may I call it the foundation. If you go up, sweet, it is very easy for you to come down. You imagine you're a person who's not been doing these things, let me say, showing up, and then one day you get a camera, you get a phone, maybe you get a microphone, you put yourself in front of the camera, and you do something, and it comes out as a meme, and the whole country is talking about it. You know, the whole continent is talking about that one video. But because you did not have what we call the foundation, as it has come, making another video onto it will be very, very hard for you. Because now, do you know what happens? You have to go back and go through the same process everyone has to go through to learn how to make a viral video today, and you could make it the second time, and you could make it the third time. How does that happen? That means you have done a lot of trials and errors, you have failed a million times, but again did it. That's why someone who has made one video and they've shoot up, and then they are globally known, that will be a one hit wonder. You make some money and then you're done. But again, someone who has been gradual and built their foundation on a strong ground, because here you've done, you've failed, you've done, you failed. Till you learn how to do it again and again and again. Now, Let me give an example. Now, for me right now, if you took me back to TV, I will still do those things because now they are part of me. They are in my DNA. Truth be told, I've done those interviews 15 years ago. I can still do them. I got now that is what I would call a skill that I acquired that I have. Yeah. And now, having gotten that, then of course we reached into again an era where we had to learn how to edit, where we had to learn how to do live stream, where we had to learn. So again, I went through that again, learned that too. So now again, we are starting. There is no way someone could tell me you cannot do it. That would be very hard because as per now, as I'm doing this, I'm talking alone. Whether there are two, three, four, five people watching, I'm talking alone. So that means I've gotten the experience. So now that is an advantage. That would mean you're not yet there, but because you built a very strong foundation, that you didn't just go like this. There, if you just go, it is really miserable. Most of the people say it is the worst thing. They always say there are two worst things. That losing the one you love so much, yeah, and again losing money when you had it before. People say losing money when you had it before is one of the worst things, but again, having been broke and then you get it, that is the coolest. You get the point. So now, if you've been acquiring all these skills, I've had people say in your 20s up to the 30, 34, that's when you're supposed to have done something for the longest period of time, that now you got the basics in it. And that's when we are supposed to acquire the skills and the things that we do. Because you could find a kid and maybe they started building houses, yeah, being constructors when they were like maybe 17, and then they've done that till they are 30. So when they are in their 34, 35, and then they want to go private and maybe do their own stuff, it is easy for them because now they have the knowledge they acquired. So that's why they always say it is very hard to teach an old dog new skills, yeah, or new tactics or new tricks. That it is very hard because it passed through all these ages, yeah, minus acquiring. So it becomes a little bit hard. So now for the young ones, that's why I told you, uh, because of the topic we are having today. That's why I told you this one is helping everyone, the young, the old, the people who want to figure out their life. So given the fact that politics could earn me money, minus my first being there, I felt like now in the generation we are in, which is an AI generation, I felt like now it is different. Given the fact that the other was earning me money, right now I think this season is different. I have to show up, given the fact that it can still earn me. But of course, my visibility, which is the most important thing right now, is not there. I was like, I'm putting the tools down. I'm putting the tools down. I'm starting afresh. Thank God we acquired all these skills before. So now let's do it afresh. And it is very possible. For the people who keep joining, this is the topic, of course, that we are talking about. Why I decided to leave extreme media, why I decided to leave it all, even when it was still making me money, to coming to be isolated in the village. I stay in the village, isolated with my son, even when I have an option of going back and making more money. But if someone told me to go back and make more money, I'll tell them no. Why? Because now the generation have changed. It is like, being their seasons. Yeah. Let me say it's a rainy season. So if it is a rainy season, you're going to be selling umbrellas. Yeah. Because it's a rainy season, you're supposed to sell umbrellas. Everyone needs an umbrella. But now, when it is maybe windy, yeah, or what, sunny, okay, they still, they can use umbrellas. But now, if it is like there are seasons, yeah, where you're supposed to plant and then you're supposed to harvest. So you cannot tell me the time of harvesting, you are planting. And the time of planting, again, you want to harvest. It doesn't work that way. So now, for the people who have realized it a little bit early, that this is the time, let me tell you, for the people who know this, if you go to China, people on the roads, yeah, are doing live streams because it is the thing now. People who have numbers will be endorsed by the CEOs who have products, and now they will give them for the people who have numbers or who are visible on social media to sell their products. Then it was different. Then you were supposed to promote a product. And after promoting a product, then people will buy it. Right now, you are supposed to sell. The person is the brand, and then the product comes second. Because if Anderson, I'm here, and again, we get to be so many, and people want to do let me say podcasts, they want to do live streams, and I wake up and I'm telling you guys that I sell these chairs and I produce them. People will buy from me, not because I sell the best, game chairs, yeah, gamers chairs. No, they will buy from me because they know me. So right now, why do I have to promote another product or another brand if I have an opportunity of starting now? Because it has started now. For the people who are not going to adopt, it will be very hard for them. As I told you, even if you're a salesperson, you're into marketing, right now, if your visibility online is small, let me tell you, a 16-year-old is going to sell your product. So now that's what I told myself. And when I understood it carefully, thank God that I was preparing 6 years ago. But again, maybe I was practicing even when I didn't know 15 years ago when I was doing what I was doing. It was preparing me maybe for this because to me, this is like my retirement. I'm telling you, this is what I'm going to do. Where need be, maybe we could have those visual, interviews. We could have some charts here and there, but it's not that we are going to be depending on that. No, I feel like I also have a lot of things that I feel like I want to share with you guys. Your visibility right now online is very important. And most of the people got disappointed when I left politics, given the fact that they didn't know even who was running it. But now my visibility wasn't there. We were promoting a different person. So if we were promoting a different person and we were not promoting us, then what if when we get problems? I told my friend that I used to have 15K people watching on a video. That is one of the climaxes I got. 15K people watching. But had I gotten a problem, I got sick and I needed help, no one would help me out of the 15K people who were watching. So I was like, this is not adding up. But now, when I have nine, when I have 10, when I have 20, they would know that, oh, this is Anderson. Anderson, what's the problem? My son is having a heart failure. Who is having a heart problem. These people would support me because they relate with me. But again, that doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. It is something you build, just like how you build business. It is not success overnight. If it happens success overnight, that is terrible. Because when you crash, you fall from up here to down here. I can give you as many examples of people who have done that. When you just shoot and you've not sorted your foundation. Now, our foundation is having done this for 15 years, having done live stream, because whenever we were on TV, like me, I started off from doing live. You go on a national TV and you're doing live. You're doing live. So we didn't get a chance to record videos. So maybe it was training me for this. So even you, when you start getting responsibility, when you get more kids, you feel like, you know what, the kind of business I was doing, yes, it was nice, but now I have to change. I have to change. We need more money. We need more money. We need more. So you change things. So that is the same thing that happened to me. Yes, whatever they are saying is important, but have they given it time? Sit down, think about it carefully. The things have changed now, man. And because I've been there, I've seen them change. So for the people who are in the crowd just seeing, they just see this. Yeah. I always give classes to my people and I tell them about these things. It's very, very important, very important to put up yourself in this AI generation. Put up yourself. Put up yourself. It just doesn't matter. I told you I have a girl that I follow and she uses sign language. So it is very important. So right now, doing interviews, if you do interviews, people will watch because of who you've brought. People will watch because of who have you hanged out with. But now I don't want that. I've done that before. So now I want people to watch and they are like, what has he said today? Be the reason. Be the reason for someone to watch you. So, because as I told you that now products comes second, and then a brand of an individual comes number one. It has changed. That's why celebrities are the ones doing different adverts. If they want to sell, let me say, brand new car, they brought out a new car. You know, what they will do, they will get a celebrity. If a phone is out, a very nice phone, they will get someone who does good, gadget reviews. Yeah, they will give it to him. They will not go get salesperson or marketeers right now. They will look for the people with the numbers. So why? It is important that even when so basically, in a nutshell, that's why I decided to leave extreme media, left the interviews, left TV and radio, and I decided to now start this. And just like any other job, you have trials. Now I have the months of doing this. I have to be doing it every day. Just like how any other job works, or just like how any other career works, just like how anything works. So the only thing you're supposed to do is the persistency. How long are you going to be there for you to be discovered? How online also works is these people also want to see, because whether it is TikTok or Instagram or Twitter, which is called now X, or YouTube, basically also what they want is your consistency. They want to be like, because that's how they also earn their money. That's how they earn their money. So at the end of the day, they will not be so foolish, for them not to recommend your videos, or for them not to promote you, because if they don't promote you, they also don't make money, given the fact that they lose a little bit of nothing, but at the end of the day, minus the creators. That's why social media like Twitch, they come up to people who have the numbers and people who are consistent, and they're like, if we give Kai an opportunity to promote, and he comes on Twitch, then maybe other youths will also come and join Twitch. You get the point? So they will go ahead and even pay them awesomely just to join social media. When these social medias come through, by the way, what you don't know, they look at creators who are consistent at whatever they are doing, and people follow them. So these other brands, when they come through, these other social media, when they come through, they pay these guys because they know they will be consistent. So it is the same. When they get to know that you're consistent at what you do, they will recommend your videos, because them too, that's how they make money. So you will be making money, they'll be making money. So you just have to start. So me, I just told myself I have to start, given the fact there was something that was already working. Most of the people say copy something if it's already working. But let me tell you something. There is nothing beautiful creating something and it works and then people follow you. Why do you want to be the follower? Yeah, when it's already working. Why don't you want to move out when it is working and everyone is joining it? That's the time you move out and then adopt to something new. So me, that's what I did. We did the interviews, we did all these things for that time. Now that it is so crowded, now we are moving out. Everyone is using Luganda. We decided to be using English. Point blank. You don't want English? Go. Simple. You don't want to use English? Go. Simple. Because now we are a global community. There is no way you can tell me that we are in an AI generation, whereby right now I'm talking and I'm having friends in Zambia, Zimbabwe. I'm having old friends, that far. And of course, they are watching me and listening to me in current time. Yeah, they are listening to me in current time. And then you tell me I'm supposed to use Luganda. You're not supposed to be that, myopic. You don't have to be that myopic, because just imagine you don't know who is watching. Right now, the comment section, I only know that Extreme Media UG was here because he commented. Yeah. And I showed you his channel. I don't know now who is watching. So you just never know who is watching. Now, when they hear you speaking in your mother language, which is Luganda, and you also want to compete, yeah, globally, then there is something wrong. You want to compete globally, but you're using a local language. Think about it. You want to compete globally, but you're using a local language. Something is not right. If you want to compete globally, then use the language that they understand. The biggest streamer, the biggest YouTuber, the biggest TikToker, all of them use English. You are supposed to take two options. Either you're using English or you can use Chinese because the big population uses Chinese. There are those what we call international languages. You can use Chinese or Japanese or French or and then you go into that market. But you cannot tell me that we also want to compete. Seriously, let's think about it. We want to compete globally, but we are using a local language. But remember, this is social media. We basically don't know who is watching. You just don't know who is watching. It could be that one person who is watching and changes the entire narrative. So let's not be myopic. Let's try it. Yes, it is hard, but just like how we started off on TV and no one knew me then, it is the same way I will start off with English, whereby no one knows me in Kenya, and then they will know me. You get the point. So we cannot be myopic. We don't have to be left out. Me, I brought this as a trial. I'm doing it as a trial, given the fact that the things I know how to do, I know. If someone came, even if it's whoever, and we have to sit down for an interview, I will do it and it will be perfect. If I'm to call up people, the time I've been there, I'm connected. People still call me. And I put them down and I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, I would love to. But I changed the concept because someone called me, there is a concert which is happening. And they begged, they're like, Anderson, please. I was like, even if you're giving me money, I left that. I'm trying out something new. And it is only the people who know their direction and where they want to go. I've told you, you cannot want to compete globally when you are using a local language. Now, how? Now, how? Because for the people right now in this AI generation, they are watching things too fast, too fast. Like they don't want to take time to go into AI again, change the language. The other one is speaking Chinese or French or Brazilian, and now they are changing it in the language. They don't have that time. They are switching from one person to another. Look at how the Nigerians are doing it. They speak their English in a given way that but other people can also understand. That's why they are competing globally when it comes to entertainment. Look at the kids like Emanuela, you know. Look at all these the two faces and all these the icons. Look at all these people. At least they use the small English that they are having. So now you're in your country and you want to strictly stick on your country, but you want to compete globally. It will be, yeah, you can make it. There's nothing impossible. You can make it, but it is hard than using the language that everyone understands. I felt very happy when we got our friends from Zimbabwe and then we got our other friend from Botswana. I was feeling good. They didn't know me, they don't know even what I do, but they could understand. Right now, I'm relating with people in the US. I'm relating with the people who do live streams because that's where I want to go. So most of the times when they are doing their live streams, I try to chip in and then they read the comments. So slowly, by the time, then we have connected. So because we are competing globally, you also stand a chance because the internet is here. The internet is here. You cannot tell me you can have your phone a whole day, yeah, a whole day, and you've not added the value onto you, but you go ahead to buy data. We make rich these all other people because there are people who are on social media. I've seen them. I have friends who do it. They are on social media, and whenever they see gossip, they promote gossip. They post gossip. You know, they promote. Those things, and they never put their faces in front of the camera. People will follow, but now, why are they following and you don't have your face there? They are following because everyone wants gossip. But what? Come, at least you be the one to say the gossip. Yeah? Be the one to report it. Then you get to be known, as the number one gossip person. But again, this specialization, which we call a niche here. So me, when you add all these things, they are the things that made me. Again, I didn't want to be confused. I cannot be doing interviews again. Be alone, a podcast. I come here, then we have a chat. Then still again, I'm the same person who is into. I don't want to be everywhere. If you're everywhere, you're not anywhere. If you are everywhere, you're not anywhere. But if you are somewhere, one, then you will get there. Now I watch people doing good. Let me show you, by the way. Let me show you now the people that I'm looking up to. Let me show you. I'm going to show you the people I'm looking up to currently. Yeah. I'm going to be showing the people I look up to currently. And these are the people now I'm trying to relate with. Yeah. These are the people I'm trying to relate with. Let me show you now. Like this guy here. You see this guy? This is his channel. He's called Hex Speaks. Yeah. Hex Speaks. I'm following this guy for some reason. I'm following him. He did a live. I don't know why. Whenever he does his lives again, he ends up deleting them. I don't know why he does that. Now, these are the people I want to, not to compete directly, but the people now I'm looking up to. And I'm like, if these guys can do it, then we can as well do it. This is his last video he did. And of course, he said, ask a woman, he said, I asked a woman what I'm doing wrong in dating. Yeah, that is one day. And it is having 12K views. Yeah, it is 34 minutes. That's what he's doing. I have a couple of people, by the way. I have a couple of, I have many that I'm following currently. I have many that I'm following. I want to be showing you just a few of them. Yeah, a few of them. Some of them do live streams. Some of them, now there is this guy. I've also just started following him. Okay, let me show you this guy here. This guy here, yeah, you see this guy. I've also started following him. He's also doing some kind of content. He just got done with this one here. You don't need discipline, you need standards. It is 24 minutes. Then of course he has this one he did. I'm 40 years old in a 26-year old body, he's doing that one there. Then he's having another one here. I'm 26. I have no friends. Yeah, I'm also 38 and I don't have friends currently. I changed everything and I'm like, now I'm doing my stuff. I'm doing things that I enjoy. Yeah, basically. So you see basically what is happening. Yeah. So these, there are other people doing it. There are other people doing it. So you cannot tell me that we are going to get stuck on doing the same thing. Yeah, we are going to. There is this girl here. There is this girl here. I just love her so much. I love the way how she does her stuff. Yeah, let me show you this girl. Yeah, this girl. I don't know whether you guys know this girl. She's called Jessica OS. Yeah, that girl, she talks about relationships. Oh my goodness, this girl is, oh my goodness, I really really love her direction of content. Super talented. I'm telling you guys, this girl is super talented. She's very good at what she's doing. Yeah, this is now like this one here. Let me try to frame it. Let me try to frame it. Now we've just gone to her last. Let me see. This is her latest video, which is 3 hours ago. Yeah, and then she says the mistake that ends long distance relationships than cheating. The mistakes that ends long distance relationships than cheating. And this video is 14 minutes 42 seconds. Yeah, yeah, that is the lady, and it's having 2.9, yeah, 2.9K views. But of course, we have this other one, which is 4 days ago. Yeah, this one here, how to deal with avoidant women. Yeah, avoidant women. It is 10 minutes 41 seconds, and it is having 38K views, and it was done 4 days ago. Yeah, I'm giving you just like guys, if these guys can do this, why is it that we don't have such kind of people here? Why? 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 And we don't really need the this audience. If some people like Luganda speaking audience or Kiswahili or Kenyan, yeah, let them be. We are a billion, we are over 8 billion people. And people online are crazy so many that people want to consume basically anything. So you cannot tell me you can fail. You cannot fail. As long as you're consistent, you cannot fail. Right now, I can check out and see which guys are doing the live streams now. Yeah, I want to see who is doing live streams now. There are a couple of them, yeah, who are doing their live streams now. Lil Bank is doing his live stream now. There are a couple of them doing their live streams now. So at the end of the day, let me just go on my YouTube. I told you there are people that I follow right now. Yeah. There are people that I follow. Now look at this. This one is saying streamer culture is getting dangerous. Yeah. This is Pere. Yeah. And he's having 20. Oh, let me show you. I think it's very beautiful when I keep showing you. Yeah. So let me show you this guy here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I made this one. Oh, sound. Let me mute this one. Oh my goodness. Sound was going to come through. No, let me leave that. 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 So at the end of the day, basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is that it is really possible. It is really possible. So the earlier you start, the better. The earlier you start, the better. Because now, you'll get discovered eventually. So me, that's why I decided in 2026, because we are in the AI generation. I was like, now I have to put up myself there. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing interviews because they'll be a little bit expensive. And remember, I'm a single dad. I always stay with my son, a single dedicated 24 hours dad. Yeah, so 24 hours I'm with my son. So there is no way someone is going to tell me that I will travel from here, go to Entebbe, go to the city, go to Ntinda, to do an interview. If we are online, just like how you guys are watching me, we will do a stream and they will come on here just like how they do it on TikTok, and then we'll have a conversation. We just don't need to go there. Why? If the technology is there and is helping us with all these things, why are we not using it? And for those, they say, if you don't change, then change will change you. And of course, time is waiting for no one. We all have 24 hours. We all have, the most, I think there's a guy who said it. He said the most fair, mm, the most fair thing in life, which is fair to everyone, whether you're poor, you're broke, which is fair to everyone. It is only one thing: time. Time is fair to everyone. Everyone is having 24 hours. So now, me, I could have started maybe last month or 2 or 3 months, to do this, but we all have 24 hours. So now, me, out of my 24 hours so far, I've taken 1 hour and 3 seconds of my time to do what I feel is right for me. So, for you, how many hours have you taken maybe to learn something? Remember, time is the only just thing in the world. It is the only just thing that everyone, it you share it equally. It is just, time is just, all of us have 24 hours. How you use your 24 hours, that will make some people successful and others broke. Remember, you could be of the same age. Yes, you have opportunities that happen in life, but time is just. There could be opportunities, someone is having more opportunities than you. Yes, true. But we have all time and it is just. So how we use it, it is upon us. You get the point? So now, that is the reason why the year 2026, I told myself I'm not going to be doing interview. That's not, but basically going to be the point that, minus interviews, we are not working. No, interviews will come through, but that will be optional when we feel like maybe we need one and it's that important. But if it's not that important, then we're not doing it. We're not doing it. So, having said all that, most of the times, if we go past midnight, I'm supposed to stop before we get into midnight. But I think today I had not done a live stream. So now we've gone into another day, which is very cool with me. We can go through another day, because if we go through another day, then I don't have option. I just have to keep on. Why do I keep on? Because we already got in another day, so there is nothing I can do about it. There is nothing I can do about it. So we just have to keep on. Yeah. So that is the reason why, I just keep going, even when time has passed. So that is very important, my brothers and sisters. Very, very important. So the reason, by the way, even why I decided even to come out is that now I want for the year 2026, yeah. Instead of watching things, you watch people, and the people you will never meet or talk to or chat with. Now, me, I want, to have a community of people where we can talk, you watch, where we can empower each other. This is something that I really, really love. I want us to empower each other. That I want to be at the point whereby everyone here who watches me, I know them by names. I want to reach at the point I know them by names, and I have their WhatsApp number, and we can even talk, and we can have a personal talk. We can empower each other. That's kind of the community I want. 2026, I want to build a community. And for the people who don't build a community now, later they realize how important it was to have a community. Because now people don't have friends. Yeah. People don't have people to talk to. People don't have people to talk to. People are paying money for someone to talk to them. People are paying for data to watch some people, give them words of encouragement on social media. People are giving in time for AI. So, as people are moving away from people because of technology, now it is very important to build a community. And now, I know I'm here, I know I have my friend when I'm doing the lives, we I put in the link and we are all there, we have a conversation, and then we can all come online. We support each other. That's the kind of community I really love in 2026. Why would you watch someone you can never talk to? That's why I put up my WhatsApp number here. Yeah, I put it up there. Then my TikTok, I put it up here. Then, of course, my YouTube, we put it up here. Why? Because I want to relate with the people who watch. I want us to empower each other, to encourage each other, to develop each other for the year 2026. If you're having something you're selling, when we have our community, it can become a little bit easier. I told you right now, people are buying products not because the products are really very good. People are buying products because they are buying them from the people they know. I don't know if you're getting my point. They are buying from the people they know, the people they can relate with, not because the product is good. It is at a lower percentage that someone will go buy something, minus, having seen it with someone. They have seen it with someone they relate to. That's why if you see the so-called celebrities or the people with numbers holding, maybe now me, I hold this is a Samsung, yeah. This is a Samsung S23 Ultra something. This one, the one I use, this one here. This one is the one I use. And when I had it, one of the people I was hanging out with, the first thing she told me was, "Do you know even Zari holds the same phone?" You see? So people are buying products because the people they look up to use the same products, but they're not buying the products because the products are good. They are buying them because of someone. So why don't you make that someone and then you sell your product? You get what I'm saying? So that's why in 2026 I decided to do it this way. So why not the interviews? Of course, they'll be a little bit expensive, yeah, travel and the equipment and all that, which is okay. But still, again, I will be promoting another brand and not me. So I would rather first promote me, then after promoting me, then I will promote another person. That's why I'm on TikTok, but not very busy on TikTok. But I'm always there, but not very busy creating content for TikTok. Because content for TikTok is not for me now, though I would love to be there. I would really, really love to be there. But now I cannot concentrate on five social medias at a go. I have to first settle this one here. If it gets the direction I want, then it will be very easy to supply that content on different other platforms. Yeah. So that is very crucial. So that's why I left mainstream media to come here. It was intentional. That's why we stopped doing the interviews. It was intentional because of age, responsibility, and then the times have changed. This AI generation needs our faces there. It doesn't matter what we are doing, it needs your face there. It doesn't matter what you're selling. Let me tell you, a, val- a minor doctor who doesn't know what they are doing will get more jobs or more patients than a doctor who is very good and an expert in what they are doing, but because they are not having online visibility, they will go to a fake doctor because they have the online visibility. That's why people nowadays are selling all kinds of products, men products, women products. You find men talking about relationship, and they even make people pay, for them to talk to you, to cancel you. And someone is like, to talk to you for an hour, that is 500,000. To talk to you for 20 minutes, that is 100,000. To talk to you for 30 minutes, that will be 150. Because they've put up themselves there and you've gotten addicted to them and you feel what they are saying is right. Because trust me, everyone has the people who would follow them. So someone will pay to be talked, to talk to them about relationship advices. I don't know if you guys are getting my concept. So that's the reason, by the way, why I left mainstream media. Right now, people are even on their phones. There is no dictatorship when I'm doing things I want. I can decide to talk till morning. I can decide to talk till tomorrow. No time. I can relate with my guys. I can tell you guys, you can call me right now on my WhatsApp. If you call me, we are going to talk here. And guess what? When you call me, of course, I'll put my phone here and then we will get to talk about anything we want to talk about. I can put, I can plug in, then we can talk. It is easy, but then TV is minimal. So there are very many reasons why I decided, but changing also content, there were also valid reasons as for me as an individual. So the things I want to change my phone. So the things I'm talking about, these are valid to all of us. They don't apply to only me. It applies to all of us. That's why me here in 2026, everything I will do is to empower both of us, to empower me and you. You imagine you're watching me right now and you're like, no, I want to understand this better. And then you WhatsApp me now because my WhatsApp number is here. And then you WhatsApp me and you're like, Anderson, you talked about this, but I didn't get it. What were you meaning? That's the kind of community I want. We build a community, we empower each other, we encourage each other. But why watch something and you cannot even talk to those people? You know, for them they are making money out of you, but for you you're doing nothing. So me, I would rather, if we are to win, let's win as a team. Let's empower each other as a team. I don't know if you're getting my point. So I was so intentional when I decided to come here. I was so intentional. I was like, no, 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 no. 2026, we are going to change things. We are going to change things. We cannot be like this. Why do we have to watch content that doesn't add value on us? And then 10 years later, the people who are watching are successful and we are broke. Why would you spend 24 hours? I keep saying these things each time I come here. Why would you spend 24 hours having not added any value to yourself, but you've been scrolling on your phone from morning and you paid for your data? Oh my goodness. Wow. In the right way, how it should be like you have to create more than you even consume. If you've been on your phone for 4 hours, maybe you're supposed to produce videos of 6 hours. Okay, now I'm saying that as a what? I'm saying that as a motivational speaker, but it is hard, yeah. I was just saying, but at the end of the day, you're supposed to do something. You're supposed to do something. You cannot tell me. You imagine since morning you woke up, you've been on your phone for 6 hours, but you've not. No one has given you money, because you sold the product. No one has encouraged you. No one has done nothing, but you used your data. You've been scrolling like this. You've not made money, you've used the money. So that means you're more of a consumer than a producer. That means you spend a lot of money but earning zero shillings. You will be broke at a given point because you're spending a lot and you're not earning at a given point. You will go broke and you won't be even able to scroll. If your phone got spoiled, you will not be able to buy another good, nice phone. I'm telling you. So now, at least, if I come here and I'm like, guys, man, let's get away for the year 2026. Let's empower each other. I'm here for you. And again, someone is. And years later, when things have worked out, and you're like, I was there when the guy was starting. He told us that he's living those things. You know, man, I was there. I wish, man, I was there. And maybe by that time, things would have changed because the way how people start off is not the way how they end. It ends differently. Maybe they'll be with the people they started with, and those people who come in between, they wouldn't care that much because everyone wants a winning team. Everyone wants to hang out with someone who is winning. Everyone wants to be with someone who is making it. Everyone wants to be with someone who is not broke. Everyone wants someone who is, topping. That's whom they want. They want the best. Even the girls want the best. So if you're lagging, they don't want to be with you. So me, I saw all these things. I've been there. I've done it all. And I came to a conclusion. I was like, I'm isolating myself. I'm leaving whatever I'm doing. I'm going to be with my son. I'm going to start doing videos, but this time round, empowering videos. I want to create a community. I want to have friends whom I'll be sharing stuff with them. The people will be, empowering each other. That's what I want to do. Tyler, you want to go, sister? Yeah, I can't switch on the light. Okay, my son has woken up. Let me first clear him. Uh, So, guys, my son had woken up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My son had woken up. He wanted to go so, and I had switched off the lights the other side. So you imagine if things work out and you're working under your comfort zone, isn't it the best? You're working under your comfort zone. Right now, I would say I'm working, but of course, just like how I started TV, I'm doing basically what I love. So I don't care whether it is paying me now or paying me tomorrow or paying me after 2 years. I don't care. But at least I have time to spend with my son. 24 hours. The only time we're not together is when he's at school. So I start off with this. And again, you do it over and over and over again. I'm telling you, it will definitely pay off. It will definitely pay off. So, guys, think about that very, very carefully. I don't know what you're thinking because you guys are not putting up the comments. But if you put up the comments, I'll be able to be seeing them. If I see them, I can be reading your reactions. I can always be reading your reactions, but let me see. Okay. So I think I'm going to be calling it a wrap for today, unless there are questions or anything someone wants to ask. But I'm going to be calling it a wrap, though I feel like going again. I think we should go up to one. Should we go up to one? I think we should go up to one. Should we go up to one? And by the way, after here, the way how we are going to do it later on, again, we'll be streaming on all platforms at the same time. Yeah, after like 4 months, yeah, it will be upon you guys to help me. Yeah, if you help me each time we do the live streams and you watch the entire video from the beginning to the end, because I deleted a lot of hours. So if we get back our hours, I'll be able to stream on all platforms. That doesn't matter whether Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, everywhere. We'll be YouTube. Will also be there at the same time, simultaneously. Yeah. So they will be doing that. But 2026, brother, sister, you try to be visible also online. So for the people who started with me, an hour and 18 minutes, I think you got the point why I decided to change the kind of, to leave mainstream media to come and I settled for this. Just like how we started off with mainstream and it worked slowly by slowly, just like how we went into politics and it worked. So this is the end game. This is the end game. This is a marathon. So we are going to be here and it will again work. So for the people who missed, this was the topic what we were talking about. Why after media success I isolated and went off grid. Right now I'm off grid. I left TV intentionally. I don't want to go back on TV. Even if they offer me money, I wouldn't go. I don't want to do interviews for some reasons. I also don't want to do them. I've explained that For the last 1 hour and 19 minutes, I've been talking about that. And I told my friends that the most important thing you're supposed to do is your visibility is right now very important. When I was doing politics, most of you didn't see me. You are not seeing me. But I noticed that, 2026 in this AI generation, what most of the people call the 21st century, what others call the .com world, that I told the people that by then, we were promoting a product. Right now, we promote an individual. When an individual has numbers, he becomes the brand, and then the product comes next. So we let the person come first, and then the product comes next. There are people that you are buying from, but not because their products are the best, but because you like them for the person whom they are. So you could not buy from them if you didn't know them. You'd like someone's character, you'd like the way how someone talks, you would like them. And then you'll be like, if I'm going to buy beddings, I'll buy them from that person. If I'm going to buy furniture, I'll buy them from that person, even when their furniture is not the best. But you're buying now the people. We buy the people. Yeah, so that's why most of the girls, instead of using their social medias properly, they are more of showing their body like they are the ones for sale. And that is not cool. Because now, if there are a million people, you will not service all of them. You will not service all of them. So get a product, get something you're selling, get something. Me, I want to build a community. If I build that community, guys, and we are here like 100, let me tell you, it won't be helping me. It will be helping us, that I will empower you in a given way. If I have something to sell, at least you'll be having the first 100 people. You know what that means? You want to do anything, but you have the first 100 people. You see how easy it becomes. So you have the first 100. So me right now, I want to build a community of people. I want everyone who watches me, when I have their social media handles, I can have them on WhatsApp, and I can talk to them, because I want empowerment in 2026. I'm not going to come here and then I start telling you about the girl I saw with big bam bam, because it doesn't add value on you. No, I want to come here and I tell you, man, I got another way we can make money, the way how we are going to do it, and we make it me and you, because it's a big, people are so many, there's a billion of people. So you imagine you're 100 of yourself. You don't need to be here with me to support you, neither are you supposed to be here with me to support me. So you imagine you have that community. I'm telling you, you get a product and you want to sell online, you have your first 100. So I cannot be the one. Me, what I'm doing right now is to put that something in someone's head. When they get it and they're like, Anderson, I want to join that. Because that's what we're going to be talking about here. I'm not going to come here and then we start doing, someone tells us how he came from the village and he came, now he's the richest. No, those ones don't add up. I want physical things we do each other here. That's what I want. And I don't need a lot of people. For now, I need only 50 people, 50 contacts. The people who are online, it doesn't matter whether they're in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Burundi, South Africa. But if I can get people out of Uganda, that is more helpful. Why? I'll be telling you the reason when we are in the group. We support each other, we encourage each other. That is how, but now you cannot tell me since morning. You imagine, since morning you've been watching things, but even the people you've been seeing and the comedy and then the songs and then the gossip, you've not made any dime out of that. You've not earned a penny, neither have you sold even a product. You've not sold even a product of 1,000, but the data you've used, the internet you've used over 10K. So you cannot be spending every day minus earning. Trust me, at a given point, it will reach equilibrium where they meet, and at the end of the day, you will stop completely spending because you have nothing to spend. So be careful with what you watch, be careful with what you listen to, be careful with whom you follow, be careful, be intentional. Be intentional. I keep telling, that's why me, you imagine this, yeah? We did an interview that most of you people are, you can go on this on this PCM Uganda. Go to videos, and after going to videos, you go hit popular. Hmm? When you hit oh, okay. I can always do those things for you. Let me show you those things. Let me show you what talking about. Yeah, because I always want to be sharing with you. So at the end of the day, I can still do those things, but I've given you reasons. Yeah, I've given you reasons why I don't want to do those things. It's not that I cannot do them. I can do them. I'm telling you, I'm not lying to you. Hmm? I can still do these things. Yeah. So let me show you. Okay. This is our channel. Yeah. This is our channel, the one we are on right now. BCM Uganda, verified with our tick. It is having 1.5 videos. That is 1,500 videos. It is having 205,000 people who are subscribed on it. This is the live video that is going on right now. This is the live video that is going on right now. Now, if I can go here, okay, yeah, just like how it is there. Let me show you. So just like how it is, okay, let me change a little. Just like how it is there. So now I can come here on videos. If I press on videos, yeah, then these are some of the videos I'm having there. Just that I made them very big. Let me reduce them a little. Let me reduce a little. Here, of course, I'm with my son. Let me keep reducing a little. Let me reduce. Okay, niceness. Let me fade it for you. Yeah, that is it there. So now, if we can come on popular, yeah, if you come on popular, you can see this one is like how old? 7 years ago. It is having 324K, views. This was an interview with a fresh kid. Then, of course, we have this other one, Lydia Jasmine and Winnie Nwaj. It is having 261. Then we are having these ones here. If I can make it a little bit smaller to fit the screen so that you can be seeing everything on this. You see, like we have, okay, let me keep it, let me fit screen. But if it fits screen, then it will be very small for you guys to see. Yeah, fit screen. So this is fitting screen. So I think you can see it properly. So if we can scroll, you can see all these things. Now, this interview 6 years ago, this one I did with Lydia Jasmine. You see, these are the things we started in. This is the interview that most of the people really liked. You can see it here. Let me enlarge it. Okay, let's do like this a little. So you see that one there. Then you see here with me. Like, there are quite many. So this is where we started from. So we shifted from that. And again, we went into, you know, we went into politics. Again, politics had to end. So now we are on self development and building a community. Guys, I think I'm going to be letting you now. We are going to be calling it a wrap. I want to say thank you all guys, of course, who have been watching through from when we started. You're doing such a great job. I'm really happy for you always tune in and you come through. It's I don't really take it for granted. So guys, thank you very much for the time you've been here with me. Tomorrow, still same time, same place. We're going to be here. In the morning, if all goes well, again we'll do another one. We'll be doing recordings and uploads. So I want to say thank you very much, guys, for watching. Until when we catch up, Luze Andrew Addison is my name. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night from wherever you are catching in from. I hope you have a beautiful 2026. Now we are heading to 2027. I don't know if your resolutions, the things you plan to do in 2026, you've moved a step. If you move the step, blessing. If you haven't, we have time. Time is still there. Nothing is impossible. As well as if someone else can do it, you can as well do it. So as long as we still have life, yeah, we have to keep chasing, and we have to spend our time carefully. Yeah, let's spend it in a proper way. So I still remain Luziandro Anderson. Bless ya, bless ya.